on it.
Don't yank on it too much.
Well,
it's got a good counterbalance. It's got a good arm over there.
Don't yank on it too
Don't
much.
yank too hard.
You can't control certain things.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Real Estate X Podcast with your host, Dan Rubin, RH Investment Group.
Ray Hurto, RH Investment Group.
Marc Savatsky, Choose Boston.
And on today's episode, we're talking about...
Well, I think Marc was talking about a little bit about Circa Waste, the company that he... Oh, boy.
What are you doing now?
Unplugged it.
I don't know.
Plug back in.
Oh,
You're
good?
good.
Okay.
All right.
Marc, we're trying to pump up your business here. Tell us
sorry. No,
about
Dan. I interrupted Dan.
No, I was asking you questions about, because I'm trying to swap a dumpster. I'm having issues because of, how limited the trucks are. Well, to be fair, we're in a very tight spot and they need a small truck to do the swap.
Yeah.
And they only have two of them. And so I've been
the
waiting.
dumpster's been full for
I've been waiting a couple days and I'm getting annoyed. And Marc was like, well, you should have called Circa Waste. We would have done it.
You should have.
And then, yeah.
I mean, here's my pitch in broad terms. And really the reason I invested in this business is like, as a builder, we have in the city, we have very scarce real estate, curbside, and we've got a lot of competing demands for it. We have deliveries. We have guys who are trying to park and unload their tools. You could keep going. And the point is, like, if you park a 30-yard container there, like, you're not taking your Grand Cherokee and moving that forwards or back. Like, it's just clogging your site. And then to make matters worse, guys aren't cleaning to it daily. So it becomes a mess. So it's like, the pitch is quite simple. Like, hey, how about you leave that clear for a couple hours on a given day? I will come park there, and the driver and the guy next to him will clean your whole site and fill up that thing and then leave, and you can take a drywall delivery there tomorrow.
The problem that I've run into in the past, and I'm not knocking that because we've used that service to clean out buildings that we've been working on, and it works great. The problem that we've had in the past is that we typically have more than like 10 yards or 15 yards worth of shit, and we need a 30-yard dumpster. So what I rather do, or what I've done in the past, is I get the 30-yard dumpster and then I just hire a couple laborers to come in every couple weeks or every 2 weeks and then throw everything in there. So I guess what's the premium on what your service is versus what I just said?
I'll bet, I could tell you real numbers. So one, we have a 17-yard dumpster on the back of our truck.
That's pretty big.
1-800 Got Junk. Those are typically more like 12 yards.
Yeah.
So we've got a pretty big one. And then we just ordered a 22-yard dumpster, which has taller walls. So we can also do that. My concern with that, frankly, is that the market, everyone thinks of these live load cleanouts as half a truck, full truck, or 2/3 a truck. And they just have numbers in their head. And it's like, listen, a full truck at 12 yards is very different than me taking 22. And I'm just concerned that consumers aren't going to get that.
That's fair.
Do you do like upfront pricing when estimating what it is?
Yeah.
And are there certain things, like I assume you can't just have a pile of TVs, not that anybody does, but if you have like a bunch of stuff that is going to be extra to dispose of versus just
like
construction.
Mattresses is a classic example, certainly.
Like, are you focused more on the construction side where you're not going to run into that, or the other side, or both?
Like residential, or...
Our website was built for residential. We've been really pushing hard on like Google reviews and building our presence there. But like fucking Sally is not calling to clean out the cellar. All of our business is construction related. It's the exact setup that I just had. And I'm surprised by it. Like I thought.
Well, I think you, to your point, going back to what you said, like, I think the big boys like 1-800 Got Junk and stuff, they kind of have that residential market kind of cornered, I guess. They have such high marketing budgets.
There's name recognition.
And name recognition,
Have you seen our t-shirts and sweatshirts?
I have.
They're
sexy.
Yeah, I know.
They're sexy.
I know.
But I don't know if Susie Grandma is going to be calling you because they're sexy.
I know. Well, I'm actually thinking I am making Circa trucks to scale. So like think of a Hess truck for Christmas when you're a kid or Hanukkah. And these will be Circa trucks.
Stop.
And we're going to, if we go to Dan's house and we see you've got like an 8-year-old, I'm going to be like, here's a Circa truck.
Well, that's smart. Because awesome. Kids will love watching that. I know my kids would. And getting a toy, oh my God, you're going to win over the hearts.
You know what you should do during the holidays? Just bring them to the schools and give them out to all the kids.
Definitely.
I will give you a hack right now. Look up Touch a Truck events and go to all of them.
Oh, that's a great, and it's almost like when the fire truck drives around the block and the kids come out, like should just like blare the horn on the dump truck.
It's just because it's going to be sitting in the person's like playroom or living room or whatever. They're going to see it every day.
I mean, the secondary reason I bought a demo company is because my nephews, I'm going to be the
Did you buy it or start?
I'm going to be the coolest uncle. Well, I started it.
I
bought a dump truck, and now I just bought a mini excavator.
Nice.
So my father-in-law is picking it up from Secaucus, New Jersey on Friday, and he's going to bring it to Connecticut, and then I'm going to drive it the rest of the way.
With my truck.
With Dan's truck. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So what's crazy is you
just put our company name on the side of the excavator as like the sponsor.
I can do that.
No,
yeah. No, but the excavator costs about as much as the trailer for it.
Really?
Yeah. You'd
What?
be shocked. A mini X costs like what I'm buying for.
What's a mini X? Like how much? What are we talking about?
I guess I don't know the different sizes of
Imagine
excavator.
like a flatbed.
Okay, so it's 8.5 feet long. It's only 3 feet wide.
Oh, so it is real mini.
It's pretty mini. Yeah, you got the joysticks here. It's got a pretty good articulating like long reach, and it's got a claw. And the claw feature is really what I like about it. It's a grappling thumb. And the idea is like we just did a clean out where like they did a pop top, and the roofers just like threw the garbage, all the framing, all the asphalt shingles, all over the backyard. And the cleanup took freaking forever. Whereas if I had this 3-foot machine, you could just crawl. You can imagine, just like take a handful. Truck. And then the other thing that I just bought, which I think is dope, is like it's a stair climber. So think of like it's got 2 rubber treads that move independently. So you hit the landing on the stair. Oh, and in the meantime, it's like a dolly.
This is for the excavator?
Yeah. No, this is separate.
This is
a separate piece of machinery.
This is for moving heavy stuff up and downstairs?
Yeah, namely like a
44-gallon
trash can full of construction debris.
Yeah. Those things look sick.
Or around the backyard. Yeah. So I'll report back, but it comes with a lithium battery, gives you 3 hours of life. And for $95, I got a second one. So they'll have 6 hours of battery on the truck at any given time.
Interesting.
And I think that's going to be a huge labor savings.
Is that mini excavator like the ones you see that are digging out basements when you're...
Yeah. It's like, does yours, do the treads go in and out? Because I've seen them, some of like the guys like Vinny or McGew, they have them like when I brought them in, they had to like come into our little commercial space, and they can only fit through like a 36-inch wide door. It would like get narrower, and then they would widen them out. But
this one is not, but they also make ones that are like almost drones, like remote controlled now.
Yeah.
So I think that all that stuff is cool. We were talking about like what's coming next for demolition stuff, and I was suggesting that like the exoskeleton stuff, where like you're super strong, you wear this thing that senses that you're using.
You see like the military guys doing that.
I think that's going to, within a few years, like
augmented like strength or augmented body, like an exoskeleton.
I saw someone wearing it on a hike through like California in the hills, and her review of it was basically like, no,
I mean the end game when it comes to that stuff is just having robots do it all.
I know, totally.
You don't need humans
in the
anymore.
interim, but yes, you're right.
Like that's kind of the end game, right?
Didn't Elon Musk,
labor?
Didn't Elon say that that's going to be what happens in the next 5 to 10 years? Is the robotics is just going to completely explode, and people will be just as shocked with its adoption rate as they are with AI.
Well, I think the reason why robotics hasn't exploded was because we were waiting for AI. Because you need the brains before you can build the body,
right?
But if you don't have the brains to operate the body, and so now that
China is very far ahead of us. I don't know if you saw like Trump got to China. This was months ago, but they had like an army of dancing robots doing backflips and karate, and it was just like, holy shit.
Well, BYD is the largest electric vehicle auto manufacturer out there. And people were saying if they bring their $20,000 EVs over here, they're going to decimate the auto industry.
Right. Oh, I've seen like reviews of some of their cars over there. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like you're getting like Mercedes AMG style like finishes and like electronics and all that for a fraction of the price.
Sure. I mean, hey.
All right.
So wait, one more.
So that's exciting. I was going to say, how many more tools do you think you're going to like? This is the start of it. So where's your construction yard?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you storing all this
stuff? It's a good question. I have a warehouse at the moment in South Boston, but that's a new project, so it's going to come down, and I'm going to have to figure that out. But like, what we're really trying to do is optimize for labor. Like that's a big cost. And one of the challenges we're having is we've got a driver and a guy next to him, and the transfer stations where we bring all the trash. You show up and there's 18 trucks in front of you. It takes 3 hours to get to the front of the line and actually dump. And all the while, it's not like, your guys are clocking out and saying, you don't need to pay me between 12 and 3.
Yeah.
Screws up your whole schedule.
The pricing also has exploded, and like we're getting emails all the time from demo companies or disposal companies with, fuel surcharges because of energy costs and gas prices and all that stuff. So it's just like, I don't know.
Again, the underlying issue there is supply demand. There's a ton of demand. Trash has to go somewhere. Nobody's arguing that it should be broken down, recycled, separated, all that. But there's limited places here, and not for nothing, because I used to be like an outdoors guy and I still enjoy it. But the real tree huggers are like, no, don't put anything else here, and you gotta, just don't have.
They've been closing
right?
transfer stations in Massachusetts like crazy.
They also reach their limit. They can just close randomly throughout the day because they're all permitted to have a certain number of tons of waste. So that's a thing.
Wow, that's
so you have to drive further to dispose of stuff. It's just it's kind of a trickle down.
How many are there in Eastern Mass? Like if you're in the greater Boston area, is it
20 to 30 easy?
Okay. There's a ton of demand then. I thought the number was going to be like 5.
No, there's a pretty big list.
Okay.
And the prices range. You can drive to Hyde Park and it's way less to dump there than it is in Roxbury. And it's easy to get from Southie to Roxbury. But so you always have to like trade off windshield time versus your tipping fees. Yeah. So I'm learning a lot about the business. It's interesting. But my goal really is to get a couple more containers and have these labor saving features such that one guy can do the cleaning and the other guy can keep moving the truck. So put the can down, let one guy stay there with the crawler, with the Mini X, and the other guy can go and take the full can to Hyde Park and back. And, it's really a logistics business.
That's much. Yes, I agree with you.
That's got to be challenging.
It's all about scheduling, logistics.
But you can't control like where the jobs will be. That's the other thing too.
No.
So you could be over here one day, and I mean, how are you?
Well, you can't control the jobs are. You can't control how long he's going to be sitting at the transfer stations. Like, there's a lot of things out of your control. But
you try. I mean,
you try.
The things that we're thinking about right now is there's a few that are open 24/7. So we're wondering if we want to
transfer stations.
Yeah.
No shit.
Really? If we want to bring on somebody like overnight and like maybe we've got 4 or 5 cans and we just stage them somewhere.
I was going to say,
And the overnight guy, like your job isn't to fill them. It's just to go one at a time and dump them and pick it up and dump it and pick it up. And then the truck's gassed up in there in the morning for the crew.
That's not a bad
So
idea.
we're thinking about that. We're thinking about bagsters. If you've seen those?
Yeah. You put all the trash in a bag.
Yeah. Think of like
then it gets craned or something.
The non-disposable grocery bag, but like 150 times as large. And you can put construction debris in it. So we're thinking about...
So you drop it off on site.
Yeah.
And it's
you
way low impact.
Call me when it's ready. And then I can come with like the Mini X and just put it in our truck. And that's a thought that we have.
Interesting.
My concern with that is that having filled those before, like it's great if you're doing a bathroom renovation, but like a full-scale construction project,
it's not
going to make it.
The bagsters does nothing.
It's like 1.5 tons. It's not big yards rather.
The other thing that we've had issues with in the past is like, especially in the city, is like illegal dumping. We just finished a project in Dorchester, and I actually took a guy to court.
This was really interesting.
And I won. Like he actually, I made him pay. I made him pay for half of the disposal fees for the dumpster.
The judge did. Right?
The judge made him do it.
There was restitution.
You filed like a civil action.
It was originally a Boston police report.
Yeah, I filed a police report, and then so we did a project in Dorchester. We had a 3-family building that we've owned since 2012 that we converted to condos, and we had cameras everywhere, and this guy literally backed up like a gigantic truck, and then we caught the plate and then the DOT.
It took us a couple tries.
It took us a couple tries.
The images were a little blurry.
But we found it. We found him. And then I filed a police report in Dorchester. And a detective called me like a couple weeks later.
That's insane.
And he was like, do you want to like pursue this? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then he called me. He was like, show up to court on this date. And I was like, okay. So I showed up to Dorchester District Court. Me and the guy and the detective were sitting in front of the magistrate, and he tried like arguing that it wasn't him.
No.
He was like,
under oath?
Yes, under oath. Well, first he was like, oh, my friend told me it was okay for me to dump in there.
And then he's like,
I was like, who's your friend? I was like, what are you talking about? And so I showed the video of the guy literally spending an hour and a half.
It was probably 20 yards, and we had just gotten a fresh can.
A 30-yard dumpster.
I'd be furious.
So the magistrate was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to pay for half of my dump fees for this dumpster, because he filled half of my dumpster.
She said the whole dumpster.
Yeah. But, well, she saw that it was not. It was, so it was funny. He was like, I can give you the money now. I was like, okay. So me and him, after we got out of court, walked down to Western Union, gave me a money order, done.
Wow.
There's a little more to the story. Like, you initially called him, and it was a little tense because we somehow found his number.
Yeah, I called him first.
And he was like kind of being an asshole.
He was an asshole to me. I called him and I said, listen, I was like, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I have you on video dumping into my dumpster. I said, you have two choices. You can either come get your shit out of my dumpster, or I'm going to file a police report. And then he got mad at me and hung up on me. And I was like, okay, file a police report.
Right.
Fuck him.
Wow. I got ticketed every day for about 2 weeks because our job, we didn't have room for a dumpster, and we had like a small front yard, and it was just framing stuff. It's not like I was putting out like chicken bones and like half-eaten steaks for the rats to come over, but like sanitation, like got phone calls and just made it their thing.
But you're taking away the trash. I don't get it. Why are they?
This was on my own job. And it was before I had Circa.
Oh.
And we would just stage it there. We would like basically take all the framing
you would
cuts,
dump it all there, then live load it.
You were doing live loads, but you would pile it up in the front.
And then live load it out. And they didn't like that. I was like, all right, I can't win here.
It's like this. It's so difficult to do like with such tight spaces of the city.
Yeah, to their credit, they were cool. Like I got in touch with them. I'll explain the situation. They're like, all right, you got to stop doing it. And we'll forgive the like 16 tickets we did.
Well, that's nice.
Send us pictures, show us the dumpster, the permit, the invoices. Nice. And we're cool.
Yeah. So speaking of that project, we finished it. We just finally sold out of it. So closed on the last unit a couple weeks ago. 3 units. It was a 3-family we bought in 2012. It was
our first rental.
The
first building Ray and I bought together as partners. Yeah.
So Marc ticked up a bunch.
Not business partners, partners.
Partners, right? Yeah, we've talked about that. Wow.
I just completely screwed up your train of thought. No, sorry about that.
So you did well on the exit. We were chatting before, and I was suggesting that I think it's a function of two things. One is benefit of 2012 to 2026.
Yeah.
So you've had a lot of appreciation over those years, and then the improvements you made to the property, including the most recent. But like, it's interesting. Everyone always says when they do apartments, like, I'm going to do them to condo quality, and I'll one day condo them, and no one ever does. But like, interesting move. And
yeah, I mean, I think it goes to show that real estate's a long game, right? You know, you're not going to get rich immediately, right? You got to invest, spend time, and eventually you realize the gains. I think this is a perfect example of that, right? You know, when we cash flowed, we did well with renting it out over a decade, and made money cash flowing it and renting it out, but we didn't really spend much money when we bought it, right? We inherited a hoarder on the first floor.
Yeah, 3 stories. First floor was this
we got demo disposal. We do,
dude.
Hoarders.
We would have hired you, and you would have been filling your truck up 6 times over.
We got rid of them, so that was the only unit that we spent a good amount of money on. The other units was kind of just like fluff.
They were good for the time. They were like 90s
they
renos,
were not bad.
Right? They were 90s renos, and we didn't want
90s renos in like early 2010. So, but we hadn't really spent any money since. So the impetus for condoing it was about a year and a half ago-ish. We had some turnover, and Ray and I were having discussions. We were like, the building's getting really tired. The units, we need to spend some money there. And it's like, we could spend this chunk of money, and we're already kind of capped at the rents we're getting. Right. So the return on the money we would invest to improve the units, we weren't going to make that back. And so we were like, I think, and then we were looking.
We did it out. Like, you could say you get another another 500 a unit, right? You're talking about a $300,000 renovation. This is not an insignificant amount of money.
Kitchens,
And-
baths, heat pumps. We added
Right.
laundry. It was, we did a decent amount of work.
When you do it over $1,500 a month and that's being generous again. I think we did it out. We said it was like a 30-year ROI.
Yeah,
It made no
wasn't
sense.
worth it. And we had so much equity locked up in the building that we bought in 2012.
Yeah.
It's like we had the mortgage on it was so low.
Yeah. And and I'm sure I'm having the same quandary right now because I have 2 single families side by side, and I actually just got approvals to convert them each to 2 families. And
It's like
Did you
it's
confirm
hard.
occupancy? Because weren't they originally 3s or something?
Yeah, this is a crazy
That's an
one.
interesting side story too.
Yeah. I actually have a hearing on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, because your neighbor appealed your
there's an
ZBA
appeal
decision,
pending.
right?
Oh boy.
Yes.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. Yeah, no, we'll keep our fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
we'll talk about it
I
after.
feel good about it.
But yeah, I mean, it's like it's hard because you've owned those for a while, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to be dumping a good amount of money in.
Mhm.
And the other thing is like it's all long-term capital gains.
I know. I'm emotionally tied to these, and I think that like they're just like my like almost like a baby blanket. Like if everything else goes wrong in the world, like I still have these 2, and they put off enough to that I could eat.
There
Well,
you
that's
go.
the thing is
I
like
don't want to get rid of them.
we were kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
They were our first one, so of
Yeah.
course there's that emotion of it. But I don't think we were that emotionally connected to
I
them.
think we were over
It was
it.
more just
Yeah.
we got a check every month,
Mhm.
which came from the excess rent, and it was like, well, I guess it's time to just give that up.
For the amount of money that we need to spend, we did it out. Like right, like
Mhm.
the amount of money we made on it, the amount of money we were cash flowing, it would have taken 20 years
Yeah.
to get that money. And like,
Here-
what can you do? That's like time value of money. What can you do with that chunk of money now over the 20 years, right? Like, how much can I leverage that money or reinvest it and things like that?
I mean, that's
So-
rational. That's real.
Yeah.
Here's a fun tidbit. Do you know that apartments or condominiums, those 2 words do not appear in the building code? So people always ask, like, what's the process? Like, what do I need to be cognizant of? It's like the building code doesn't treat apartments any different than it does condominiums. In fact, it's completely like neutral and doesn't speak to it at all.
Just number of units.
Yeah, condos are just like a construct of chapter whatever condo conversion law in Massachusetts. So, master deed, declaration of trust, trigger stamp, and you record it. Now you own a condo instead of an apartment. Instead of an
It's
apartment.
all based on like number of units, right? It's
So the only thing that
it's-
starts to get you is when you go in Boston, small projects review will trigger like you to make a declaration, like these are for rent or for sale. And then if you want to change that, then you would have to do like a notification of project change
Yeah.
and ask for it. But short of that, you could finish the project at any time, Now, that being said, there's new laws about condo conversions and offering it to your tenants first, including in Boston now.
Yeah.
Somerville's always had that.
Oh, Somerville was a
It's
nightmare.
actually, I believe it's a statewide ordinance or a statewide law. And then there might be some city or town ordinances.
No, Boston implemented, I think, its own on
Right.
top of the state
Yeah.
wide one. It's hard.
It's what, 4 units and above, right?
I should have researched it before.
All right. And the next
Yeah, we can talk about
multifamily
condo.
minute, we'll
We can
get
talk
into
about
that.
condo conversions on the next one.
Yeah, we could do that definitely. And I think it's an awesome play that you guys. Congrats on the successful
Thank you.
exit.
Thank you.
Just like cool that you cash flow for that long. The tax benefits over time, the depreciation you realize from it.
Well, I think we'll save that for next year because we haven't done the tax analysis on it yet or the filing.
Or what were like the
Because there's
depreciation recapture?
Yeah.
So I have no idea. It's actually, I think it's the first time we've sold like a rental going back and recapturing it maybe.
No one ever recaptures. You should buy something else with it.
I know, right?
Well, we're not
it's-
1031.
I don't think you could. We might have actually been able to 1031 this because all the sales were so close, but I'm just,
Let me give you one other quick one.
yeah.
Someone said this to me recently. It's like, today we are too focused on making the perfect decision. And really what we're not factoring in is the value of our time.
Right.
So it's like, you can shop forever to find the absolute cheapest commodity to buy for 5 cents less. But like, how long did it take you to find that and
Right.
get it? And the same goes for like the perfect decision in real estate. It's like, God, if you're making money, you're not losing money. Like, I'm sorry you didn't 1031 it, or somehow like this LLC bought that LLC, and then you woke up and it's like fucking.
It's like you can second guess
could
yourself
go-
to fucking
you could-
oblivion,
yeah.
and it's just like
Yeah.
you'll just your mind will be rattled. It's
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, and frankly, you'll never buy anything. You'll just paralyze yourself.
Right.
You won't transact, and you won't make money.
Well, to your
So
point,
just
if
make
you're
good
making
decisions.
if you're making money
Yeah.
in real estate, you're fine.
Yeah.
You've made your good decision.
You've made a good decision,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Regardless,
Yeah.
So I think with this one, time obviously helps with the deal.
Yeah.
And having the idea of having an exit strategy and not just saying you could also go down the road and say like, hey, I want to keep this in the family. We're going to put it in a trust. And then when we die, it goes to the next kids. You get the step up basis. You shouldn't, I forget who told us this, but you shouldn't let tax determine your economic decisions because that's just a part of it. Hey, did I tell you guys I was doing one last thing? Did I tell you I finally subscribed to Claude. I got a little AI bandwagon.
Congratulations,
Yes.
Ray.
So
You've made it.
I know. You're so proud of me.
Boo, AI.
So I used Claude to calculate it like a rough IRR on this because, there was, I don't want to say there was no cash flow, but it was below where we were hoping it would be.
It's a drum roll. What's
And
the IRR?
with the big nut at the end, we were somewhere in like the 30s. I want to say
Nice,
the low
dude.
30s, which is crazy, but it's tough because when we first bought it, we obviously had like a good amount down, but most of that got returned through all the cash flows over the year. So at some point we went and it was positive. And so then the big sale, obviously,
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, I just want to recognize one of our sponsors here as well, Hingham Institution for Savings, who has been a lending partner of mine for many years. Great relationship with those guys. And just as far as like local bankings and people who can make good decisions, pick up the phone, help you through whatever business challenges or, lending needs you have. Can't say enough good things. So,
and speaking of rentals, their
much
35-year AM is
Yes, they have a great
probably
product.
one of a kind, right?
Yeah. Say more.
It's a good product. Well, we've transacted with them a few times, and 35-year amortization schedule really helps when it comes to
cash
flow and the interest rates that you might find yourself in these days. And
Nice.
it's not something that's standard
It's a
outside
unique
of HUD.
It's a unique product they offer.
Yep.
Yeah. And when, we have a lot of different LLCs and a lot of different bank accounts, and they've really like, I keep a Bank of America account just for like little things. I would say like right now, their mobile app is superior to the Bank of America app on my phone as far as like all the different functionalities that I can do and, run my business, send money to this sub, bring money in that way, like really, really cool stuff.
Nice.
And the landlord tenant accounts now that they have, that's really
like the Z Suite.
Yeah,
I've used that.
That is cool. I know a couple banks, but certainly Hingham. So anyway, shout out to Hingham. Thank you guys for sponsoring, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Later.
So yeah.